Okay, so we're going to look at an ellipse centered at the origin. So we have the standard form, x squared over 25 plus y squared over 4 equals 1. Now, we tell whether it's a horizontal or vertical ellipse by looking at the number under the x squared or the y squared. So we look at these two numbers, okay? And whichever one's larger, whichever variable it's under, that's which way it'll be. So here, since the 25 is larger and it's under the x, that tells us it's going to be a horizontal ellipse. So that means this is in the form x squared over a squared plus y squared over b squared equals 1. So the only thing that would change if the number under the y was bigger would be the a and the b would be switched. A is always the larger number, and if it's under the x, that tells you it's horizontal. If it's under the y, that tells you it's vertical. So remember, so 25 is a squared. That means a is the square root of that is 5. Okay, this means that 4 is b squared, so b is equal to 2. Now, to find c, we need to use the formula that c squared equals a squared minus b squared. So here we would have c squared equals 25 minus 4. So c squared equals 21, which means c is equal to the square root of 21. Okay, so we're centered at the origin, so our center is right here. Now, to get our vertices, since this is a horizontal ellipse, we're going to go left and right by a. So we're going to use, you always use a to get your vertices. Okay, so we're going to go right 5. That'll put us at the point 5, 0. And we're going to go left 5. That'll put us at the point negative 5, 0. Okay, the endpoints of our minor axis, since this is horizontal, we're now going to go up and down from our center by b. So we're going to go up 2 from our center and down 2 from our center. So that would be the point 0, 2, and 0, negative 2. Okay, and at that point we can sketch our ellipse. Okay, so I'm not very good at drawing a perfect ellipse, but you get the idea. Now our foci, you go in the same direction as your major axis from the center. So this is horizontal, so we're going to go left and right by c. So this is all from the center. So we're going to go left by square root of 21 and right. Now square root of 21 is between 4 and 5, right? You could get an approximation on your calculator, but it's going to be like here and here. So since we've gone from 0, this is going to be square root of 21, 0, and negative square root of 21, 0. Okay, and that's how we find all of these pieces of this ellipse. Now let's do one more. So here we've got the standard form x squared over 9 plus y squared over 49 equals 1. Now notice here that the bigger number is under the y, so this tells us we're going to have a vertical ellipse. So we wrote our standard form there as x squared over b squared plus y squared over a squared equals 1. So now our a is the square root of the number under the y, which will be 7. Our b is the square root of the number under x, so 3. And to find c, we're still going to use the formula c squared equals a squared minus b squared. So c squared equals 49 minus 9. So c squared equals 40. So c equals the square root of 40, which if we reduce that, we could pull out 40 is 4 times 10, so we could write this as 2 square root of 10. Now our center is still at the origin. Okay, now for our vertices, since this is a vertical ellipse, we're going to go up and down by 7. So up 7 and down 7 from the center. So that's the point 0, 7, and 0, -7. And now for the endpoints of our minor axis, we're going to use B. We always use B. So we're going to go left 3 and right 3. So that would be the points -3, 0, and 3, 0. And our foci, this time we're going to go up and down since this is a vertical ellipse. Now, square root of 40 will be, or 2 squared root of 10 will be just bigger than 6. So we'll go up here and up here to kind of place them. But we'll write it as 0, 2 square root of 10, and 0, -2 square root of 10. Okay, and I won't get it super accurate, but we would sketch our ellipse going through those 4 points. Okay, so these were ellipses that were centered at the origin. So remember, A is always going to be, you're going to go up or down or left or right depending on which, if it's under the X or the Y is the larger value for your vertices. B from your center is always going to be the endpoints of your minor axis. And from your center, you'll go in the direction of your major axis for your foci.